All right. Welcome to the U.S. Rehab Industry Matters podcast, where we talk about latest news and trends in complex rehab technology. I'm your host, Tyler Mahncke, and today I have a couple special guests with me. I'm going to let them introduce themselves, but I've got Javier Nunez from Rolko, and I've got Rick Spiegel from MK Battery. They're here to tell us a little bit about a new partnership that was announced last week and how it's going to benefit our members in the CRT industry in general. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tyler. Welcome.
Appreciate having us.
Absolutely. Well, Javier, I want to start with you. I know you've got kind of an interesting background in CRT, and you've worked kind of on the provider side and on the manufacturing side. I'd like you to just kind of tell us a little bit about your background in CRT and what brought you over to Rolko.
Sure. As you said, I'm Javier Nunez. I've been in the industry for over 20 years. 18 of that was with a member of U.S. Rehab named Travis Medical. And I was with them when we started and we grew to a fairly large dealer, if you will. And it was exciting. We got to see a lot of facets of growth. So along with that, we did many jobs, from scheduling and dispatch to purchasing to supply chain to buyer, you name it. As most of your folks know, that's how you succeed in this industry, especially being an independent dealer. From there, I went to a national company with multi-locational national company, and I was a supply chain manager. And it was there where I was introduced to Rolko. They were looking for ways to be more efficient and save on some costs, especially in the repair world. And I was introduced to Rolko and did an analysis of their parts and the benefits of their items to the cost of goods and the bottom line for a lot of the repairs. It was great. I got to meet the president and got to see their products firsthand, how they're manufactured and the quality that was involved with it. And I was able to make the transition to where I'm at today now with being the director of strategic development. So it's been an exciting trip already. I've been with Rolko for about a year and a half now, and we've seen a significant amount of growth. And we've really put a lot of focus on getting our name out. A lot of folks don't know who we are, and we spent a lot of 2023 visiting members and visiting a lot of customers to this point, and it's been exciting up to now.
Great, Javier. So I know you guys have been in business for a couple of years and overseas and over in Europe, Rolko's got a great name and a lot of visibility, but here in the U.S., there might still be some folks not familiar with Rolko. Can you just give us kind of a quick idea of what Rolko is and kind of your product line and where you guys fit into the industry a little bit?
Absolutely. So Rolko's been in business for over 30 years in Europe. We are a OEM provider. We are a manufacturer of parts for the DMing industry. A lot of our focus is going to be on the power side. We also do the manual side as well, but we are a manufacturer. We make everything with German engineering, and we do have manufacturing facilities in China, the Netherlands, and as well in Germany. We made our leap from Europe to the United States in 2020. And as soon as we started to begin the process of introducing folks who we are, the pandemic hit and a lot of the marketing opportunities slowed down, if not became non-existent. So therefore, we had a slow start for the first couple of years. And then once everything began to open up, we put a large focus on introducing ourselves to a lot of our customers.
Great. Now, Rick, you want to introduce yourself for us quick?
I'll be delighted to. I'm Rick Spiegel. I'm the Vice President of Corporate Business Development for MK Battery. Similar to Javier, I began my trend in this industry in the early 80s on the provider side of the business, where I was working with Abbey Medical. The location I was at did primarily pediatric rehab. It was really before CRT was coined as a phrase and ATP was coined as a phrase. Worked for Abbey for about 15 years, did about a 5-year stint in managed care, during which the HomeLink network was part of our managed care, how we approach the market. Then about 22 years ago, I joined MK Battery, so I moved to the provider side. MK Battery, as many of the U.S. Rehab members are aware, we're the largest supplier of batteries into the home medical and CRT marketplace. Our parent company is East Penn Manufacturing. They're the largest single-site battery manufacturer in the world, privately held company, USA owned company with about $3 billion in revenue.
Great. Now, Rick, certainly appreciate that. I'd love for you to just get a little bit into this announcement that came out last week. There's a partnership between Rolko and MK Battery. I'd love you to give us a little bit of the background. I mean, how did this partnership come about, and what does it look like since then, and what potentially problems are you guys solving by doing this?
Great question. Thank you, Tyler. We first became aware of Rolko from our European division. As Javier mentioned, they are huge in Europe. I believe, Javier, about a $40 million revenue business, so a significant manufacturer and provider of products over there, and known for their quality. We first bumped into them actually at the Heartland show, where our booth was right across from Rolko, and as Javier would watch people come by our booth, and I'd see people come in and look at their product offering. There was a lot of feedback, but as Javier mentioned, folks didn't really know who Rolko was. Fortunately, what we saw as an opportunity was we already have relationships, a 20-plus year partnership with U.S. Rehab and VGM. So we feel we're very well known. And we started looking at what does Rolko do well, what does MK do well, and both starts with we both offer top quality products. That has to be the beginning point of a discussion. But we think that this partnership can provide great benefits to the U.S. Rehab network.
Agreed. Totally agreed. Rick, this sounds certainly something that could benefit all CRT players across the U.S., but specifically, I see a couple benefits for the independent, smaller regional and maybe large regional dealers as well, and specifically the U.S. Rehab members. Can you talk a little bit about some of the benefits that specifically our members and what they should be aware of, the benefits with this partnership and how that'll affect them?
Yeah, be delighted to. We identified from a quick conversation with Javier, as well as Mark Shelgren, the president of Rolko North America, some of their strengths. Their two biggest strengths is high quality products and very competitive / aggressive pricing available to the dealer network. A couple areas that they were not as strong on is the distribution side of the business, and as Javier mentioned, getting the word out, introducing folks to Rolko. And we felt that this makes for a great partnership. MK has a route delivery system that delivers batteries frequently to all U.S. Rehab members. And we have a regional sales team. We have our customer service team, all of whom are, have relationships with the members that can help introduce the Rolko product. So really one of the biggest ways we can help a U.S. Rehab member reduce repair costs is right now, if you purchase from Rolko, and I'm not suggesting folks change away from that, but there is a better way to access the products, is MK Battery now has Rolko products stocked at our 20 USA distribution centers. So when we are delivering batteries, we can just add tires, armrests, casters to the order and take the freight costs and handling costs out of the equation. So that's a huge savings. So it's already a competitively priced product, but now you eliminate the other costs that we all are looking to control better into this marketplace.
Interesting. Yeah, as I look at this market, specifically that Rolko's in and you as well from the battery space, I mean, the repair departments for the CRT providers are not these massive revenue generators, right? I mean, oftentimes there's loss leading products and stuff that is very time consuming to repair, and there's almost zero ROI for a lot of these things. So anything that, you guys can do to maybe offload some costs in regards to like shipping costs, handling costs, times, lead times and such is so important. And especially as we keep going down this road and seeing these right to repair bills and things popping up, there's much more visibility to this marketplace. So I'm glad you guys are starting to offer some things that could be a benefit specifically to the service departments. And Rick, I know you listed off a couple of the products, armrests and casters and drive tires and stuff like that. Javier, can you tell us, are there other parts out there? Like, is there a full list of parts? Is there somewhere we should go to find those? And how did you find those? Are these your most popular items, or how did that come about?
Yes, actually, a lot of it started with, I guess, the initial conversations Rick and I had a few months back were, the authorization process, especially from my experience in the DME world, is pretty long and it takes a while. And typically what we figured is a lot of folks that are replacing batteries in a power chair unit, they're going to be replacing other items as well. And a lot of those most common items are going to be foam-filled tires, maybe even the entire drive wheel assembly, replacement casters. That way, you don't have to touch a customer within the next few months, and we're going to get the authorization for the batteries. We might as well get authorization for the rest of the repairs for the parts that need to be repaired. That's how we initially started. So along those lines, to the products are primarily power chair heavy. We do have the power chair casters, and they're going to be compatible with a lot of the most popular units. So we do have parts that are going to be compatible and in some cases direct replacement, direct fit with Permobil units, Quantum units, the foam filled tires that MK is going to be stocking. They are of generic sizes and generic tread patterns. They will have them available. We even have the specialized foam-filled star key pattern tires that will fit a lot of the Quantum units as well. I think that the main advantage is going to be for the folks, as we mentioned earlier, regarding the quickness in the delivery of these items to their customers and, reducing that cost of freight. There's a cost for that. There's a cost when folks order from us. We have to charge them the cost of the box, and then we have to charge them the cost of the freight of getting them out there. We, as a company, Rolko, we welcome some folks if they were to order directly from us. We would take their UPS or FedEx number. But regardless, there's a cost. This way, we're reducing that, and there's more coverage with the customer service team from MK. So there's a lot of advantages for the U.S. Rehab and VGM members. I think it's great for them to explore these options and take a look at what we have.
Yeah. And Rick, you guys have been doing this, as you said, for many, many years. MK Battery has, and working with our members and the independent providers out there. So my assumption is you cover the whole country fairly easily and fairly quickly. Can you shed a little bit of light on like what types of lead times we should expect, like, and specifically with this partnership with Rolko and getting everything together? Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Sure. Just to put a little finer point on the list of items that Javier was alluding to, Rolko helped identify 28 very common items that will be 80% of a repair shop's routine business. Those are the items MK says, let us bring it into stock, and we've brought it into all 20 of our distribution centers. So when you ask about lead times, if it's on normal route delivery, if you place an order today and our route delivery is tomorrow, you get it tomorrow. So whatever your normal route delivery day is, it's in stock, ready to go. If for some reason you need it quicker than our route delivery, yes, we can ship it to you. But then you bump back into the UPS cost, but sometimes that's worthwhile to meet a customer's needs. In addition to the 28 items that MK is stocking, Rolko has a catalog, Javier, I believe about 300 items. So those
yes.
are also available. We just don't have them in stock at this moment. Rolko does in Iowa. So we can still take orders for that and get those distributed to the members. If a member identifies particular items that they're going to need frequently, we will bring it into stock. We will react to the market. So short answer, Tyler, is an order placed today could go out today. Most efficiently, it'll go out on the next route delivery.
Awesome. Now, you tell us, Rick, for our members that are like, okay, this all sounds great. How do I get started? What is the process? Where do we go? Is there just to the website? How do our members just get going with this process that are excited about this?
Well, the great news is most of your members are already doing business with MK Battery and have set up accounts. So we don't need to go through the send me your tax ID, let's set up an account. We are ready to go. I believe through U.S. Rehab or through the MK website, you could see the list of the 28 items that we have in stock now, as well as a U.S. Rehab price sheet. So the next step is however your members frequently order from us, whether it's a phone call or a fax or an email, our phones are open. We are ready to roll. And we're extremely excited about this program.
That's great. One of the things, I'm glad you're excited. I'm also excited. One of the things I'm most excited about, and Javier, you mentioned it earlier. Well, when you're going out to swap out a battery, why aren't you looking at some of these other items, right? Why aren't you looking at the armrests, the drive tires, the casters, any component of the manual of a CRT chair? When you're out there looking at it, why are you not looking at it? I mean, that's downtime. If this isn't done appropriate when you're doing maintenance, somebody could be laying in bed for days or weeks at a time while you're waiting for a new part to get in and for your next time to get out into that territory to repair that. I mean, that's so great for the consumer, and they're going to be excited about that prospect too. So that's probably one of the things that we don't think about necessarily all the time, but there's going to be an impact to the consumer as well with this partnership that you guys have. So I commend you all on your efforts there. I'm sure this was not an easy task, and you guys have probably been talking about this for months and months and months, and now the work begins. So
Right.
This is great. But guys, excited about the partnership, looking forward to this and looking forward to our members to take advantage of it. We'll, in all the marketing arms that this goes out in, we'll have links for people to go kind of take a look at the MK
Great.
Battery, the Rolko website and the partnership, and be able to sign up and order as they see fit. So Javier, Rick, thank you so much. Thanks for joining us today. We're excited about this news and the press release that went out last week. Thank you, listeners, for tuning in to the U.S. Rehab Industry Matters podcast. Everybody have a great week. We'll talk to y'all soon.
Thanks much.
All right. Thank you, Tyler. Have a good one.
Thanks, guys. Take care.